and welcome to this week's video. I'm going a little bit earlier than I normally do, but that's how things have worked out. So today I want you to think about your core abdominal muscles and how to utilise them and why you need to utilise them. Okay, we all know why we need a strong heart. We need strong heart muscles to pump our blood around our body. And you need to exercise your heart muscles so they're strong enough to keep pumping, and that's why there's a lot of focus on aerobic exercises, because that kind of gets your heart pumping and it gets your blood vessels expanding and contracting and keeps them elastic so they can respond to pressures. But that isn't what Qigong is all about. There's a lot of emphasis in Qigong on your core abdominal muscles, because just as your heart pumps blood around your body, so the core abdominal muscles are how you pump qi around your body, because your qi is believed to reside in just behind your belly button, and so you need strong muscles here to help move it. You also move it with your breath and with the arm movements and with the changes of weight, and also with what's going on up here. And what's going on up here is something that I intend to talk about a lot today in relation to your core abdominal muscles. We live in a society where we don't work our core abdominal muscles as much as we do. That's one reason why we get back problems and we've got poor posture and all this sort of thing. And nobody is expecting that if you've spent sort of several decades not being fit, nothing is that you can do in a short space of time is going to correct that. So it's a case of little and often. What I want you to do is to think about these core muscles here. If you've ever been to spinal rehab classes, as I have, they remind you that these are the muscles that support your back. And that's another reason why it's important to have strong core muscles. I want you to think about these muscles. And I've spoken about how they pump the qi around your body. Well, the heart is a peristaltic pump. It goes like that. But I want you to think about a bellows or an accordion. And as you breathe in, can you imagine these core muscles kind of expanding as the breath goes in and the muscles open up, and then as you breathe out, they just gently relax down. You can imagine the ridges on an accordion opening up and then collapsing back down. And it's that aspect of your core muscles that helps to pump the qi around your body. And that's why, although an awful lot of what is visible about Qigong is the arm movements and the changes in weight and what have you, they are actually the least important bit. And I do often say, when I'm leading the set, small is beautiful in Qigong. Let's take one move that we do quite regularly, which is parting the clouds. It's a quite dramatic move. As you breathe in, your arms float up, and as you breathe out, you let them sweep down by your side. Just move slightly so I've got the whole body in. Now, what most people do, and to be honest what I'm doing right now, is I'm lifting my arms up from my shoulders, I'm taking them nice high up, breathe out, they sweep down by my sides all the way to the bottom. It's all coming from here. In fact, it should all be coming from here. So with the in-breath, and if you've got your arms long and loose and light, you have to slightly position them in front, I'll be honest. But as you breathe in and these muscles expand, the movement upwards of the arms is in response to what's happening here. And then as you breathe out, You have to make a slight change in position, but again, the movement down is in response to the fact that you're breathing out and those core muscles are relaxing slightly. Just think of this expansion and relaxation, expansion and relaxation. So it's what's going on here. And with practice, if you practice with your core muscles long enough, it is possible, without using your shoulders, to have a nice big move like that. But when you're first practicing this and you aren't used to doing it, if all that happens is something like this, that's perfect. It's about doing what works for you. And that's one reason why Qigong can work so well for people who can't move, can't walk, can't stand, who are in wheelchairs for various reasons, because they can still at least think about their core muscles and imagine that that's what they're doing. And trust me, what goes on up here is just as important in driving your chi around your body. The aim of these moves is to get your chi moving around your body, to make sure that there's no blockages, to make sure that all your energy is balanced, because illness is seen as a blockage or imbalance of your chi. And that's what these moves are designed to do. Whether you move your energy with your arms, or by thinking about moving your arms, or by making big movements of your arms, because that's what you can easily do, or by making small movements of your arms, makes no difference. If you've been practicing Qigong for years and years and years, yeah, you're going to be able to make the nice showy movements. When you're at the start, you're not going to make those nice showy movements, but that doesn't matter. So, as we do the set today, I want you to really think whether you're standing, seated, maybe even lying in a wheelchair. So I have lots of people who watch these videos in all sorts of weird positions because that's all they can manage. Hello to any of my CP people who are watching this. I want you to think about these muscles, because even if that's all that you can do, it still makes a huge difference. So, I'm going to do a bow in. So sit or stand in your normal position and we'll do a bow in. And then step out with your left foot. If you're standing, get yourself into that nice, good posture. If you're seated, still make sure your feet are hip width apart. Get your back straight, get your neck straight, tuck your chin in so that straight neck is still leaving the crown of your head pointing up at the ceiling. Let your arms hang loose by your side if you can. If not, just let them rest wherever works for you. And just for a moment, just breathe. Send your aware, if you're standing, send your awareness down to your feet to make sure that your weight is evenly distributed. As you stand with your arms by your side, maybe just imagine all the weight temporarily running out of your arms. Imagine the weight trickling out through your fingertips so that your arms become very light. And then I'd like you to imagine yourself in that lift with the beautiful glass walls. As you look out over a beautiful countryside, or maybe looking out over a beautiful lake or even the seashore, just enjoy the view, and as you do, just feel yourself just relax. And then when you're ready, with every out breath, just let that lift slowly float down floor by floor until it reaches the ground. And get your hands with the palms facing backwards or down if you're seated. Just breathe, and then when you're ready, with your next in-breath, just allow your arms to slowly float out in front of you. Feel the expansion of your core muscles, and then as you breathe out, they just gently sink down as your core muscles just relax. Only move your arms as far as you can easily manage in one gentle, easy breath. Remember, small is beautiful in Qigong. Try to let your arms just move in response to your breath, rather than actively moving them from your shoulder. And we'll do this move twice more. And at the bottom, relax and let go. Then go on to move two. With the in breath, your arms float up, then spread out. As you breathe out, they float back in and back down. Let the arms turn from the shoulder. Try to feel your muscles expanding in your back and chest on the in-breath. Let that expansion be what allows your arms to float apart, and then they float back as those muscles relax. Still let them be raised by the expansion of those core muscles. Never let anyone tell you that Qigong isn't physical exercise. And we'll do this move twice more. Your next in-breath, your arms float up, and we get ready to paint rainbows. Then as you breathe out, your weight shifts slightly to the left, sink on the left-hand side as your right arm uncurls. Then as you breathe in, your weight comes back to the centre, and your hand comes back up to the top, and then do the same on the other side. If you're seated, maybe raise the right heel as the right arm uncurls. You can still imagine that you're doing the shift of weight from side to side. Do one more time on each side. As you breathe in, your weight comes to the centre, your hands meet at the top. On the out breath, turn your palms out and let your arms sweep down by your side. Think about those core muscles relaxing down. Then as you breathe in, let your arms float up in response to the movement of your muscles. We'll do this move twice more. And as you breathe out, bring your hands into position ready to balance your chi. So as you breathe in, imagine you're feeling around that ball, and as you breathe out, gently push it underwater. Be careful to take your hands no higher than your heart. And last time for this move, and this time as you breathe out, gently bring your hands to rest in front of your belly button, and just for a moment, sit or stand very still, calm, just breathe, and just get that feeling of everything settling back to where it should be. And then when you're ready, bring your left foot into your right, and we'll bow out as we bowed in. Then get yourself seated or lying or wherever you want to be for the meditation, which is going to be about, as I said, about compassionate acceptance. So, no singing bowl today. So I just want you to take a moment to get yourself into your comfortable position, whether you're sitting, standing, lying. Make sure that you've got yourself as comfortable as possible. But if you're sitting and you've got a chair back, maybe try to sit away from the chair back. Mindfulness is actually about being awake and aware rather than relaxing and a bit dozy. So when you've got yourself comfortable and you're happy with your posture and you're happy with where you are, just take a moment. Just really become aware of the sounds, sensations that are surrounding you. Let go of the tendency to identify, classify, or whatever. For the next few minutes, this is your time. Anything else going on just isn't important. And then I want you to move your awareness in to your breath. I just want you to notice every in-breath and every out-breath as it naturally happens. Don't force anything, just let things happen. And just be aware of all the sensations that you feel with each breath. Let go of the natural temptation to wonder if you should be noticing something different. This is not a competitive sport. Whatever you notice is perfect for you. And whatever you're doing is perfect. Because mindfulness isn't about clearing your mind, it's about being aware of what your mind is doing. So when you are focusing your awareness on your breath and you're aware of that, you're being mindful. But you've got a normal human mind and the chances are it's going to wander away. But when you notice that's happened, you are being mindful. And then I want you to lead your mind gently and compassionately back to focusing on your breath. Because it's so easy to beat yourself up when you know you haven't done something right, but that really doesn't help. Very often we talk to ourselves in ways that if other people spoke to us like that, we just wouldn't accept it. But we talk to ourselves in ways that we wouldn't dare talk to other people. So if you find that your mind drifts away to thinking about a mistake that you made, or something that you could have done better, or worrying about something that is coming up in the future that you worry could go wrong, well, that's what human minds are meant to do. They're meant to think. But those thoughts don't make you feel good. So every time your mind drifts away, I want you to first of all congratulate yourself for noticing that your mind has drifted away, and then gently lead it back to focusing on every in-breath and every out-breath. Because whatever else may have gone on or may be due to go on, right here, right now, the only thing that matters is just this breath coming in, just this breath going out. Now, as you breathe in, I'd like you to imagine that you take in a breath that's full of love and compassion. If you saw somebody in trouble, a friend, you would respond to them with compassion and care. And I want to invite you now to respond to yourself with compassion and care. So with your next in-breath, I'd like you to imagine that that in-breath is filled with love and compassion. And as you breathe out, I'd like you to imagine that that love and compassion gets breathed around the whole of your body. Probably take 3 or 4 gentle, easy breaths. And as you do, imagine that feeling of love and compassion spreading around the whole of your body, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. And as you do this, can you say to yourself mentally, may I be well, may I be happy, may I be at peace. May I be well, may I be happy, may I be at peace. Just keep repeating that mantra as many times as you want to. Just breathing. And being aware of your body, being filled with those feelings of love and compassion. And then, can you hold the whole of your body in your awareness for a moment? Notice that your body is filled with those feelings of love and compassion. And think about what compassion is. Compassionate acceptance of a situation you can't alter. compassionate acceptance of something you did wrong. Compassionate acceptance of being human and making mistakes. Because when you stop beating yourself up about things that you've done wrong, you have got so much more energy to put things right. Be aware of how good that feeling of love and compassion in your body feels. Now I'd like you to return your awareness once more to your breath. Can you think of your breath as an anchor to help anchor you into that feeling of love and compassion of yourself and acceptance of yourself and who you are and how you are and what you do? Acceptance of how those things are right now. Maybe with a desire to change things. But right here, right now, that's how things are. And if you want to make changes, you will have so much more energy left to make changes if you stop beating yourself up. So just enjoy that feeling of calmness, love and compassion. See your breath as an anchor to help you recall this good feeling anytime you need to, anytime you feel tempted, start criticising yourself or mentally beating yourself up. Use your breath as an anchor to help you find that compassionate acceptance. It'll take time and practice, but you can do it. Now let your awareness start to move outwards so you become aware of your body and where your body is, and aware of the room and sounds and sensations, and maybe sounds from outside the room. Bring yourself back to normal awareness, but as you do, keep in the front of your mind the thought that you can use your breath and your awareness of your breath to help you recall this good feeling that you have right here, right now. Okay, a bit different. Hope you found that helpful. Mindfulness encompasses many, many things, but compassionate acceptance of a situation that you can't do an awful lot about is one of the important things. And if that's raised some questions for you and you'd like to know more about it, then feel free to message me. Right, thank you. I will be back this time next week. If you've got any suggestions for what I can cover, you know how to contact me. These videos are free, always will be. But if you'd like extra video content, then toddle on over to my Patreon page where you can sponsor me. Feel free to share these videos with anyone that you think may over to the Crystal Wolf Holistic Care YouTube channel as well. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. Namaste.